cardiology in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Prime Minister Davis says such facilities speak to the kind of public-private partnership envisioned in his government's blueprint for change.
But at the end of the day, in the partnership, the public-private partnership with the government, we've been able to help an immense number of people, as you well know, and for that, that's something that we're very, very proud of. And if you're going to leave a legacy behind, we prefer it to be that as opposed to how many cars we have, and how many houses we have, and so on and so forth.
Also speaking was Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Darville. Dr. Darville said he was aware of Dr. Brown's accomplishments for a while, and he too was very impressed that the heart specialist is able to provide medical care for Bahamians.
We've had multiple discussions in the past and present about how we can develop partnerships with the private sector and the medical pavilion to provide these essential services for the Bahamian people. I'm excited at where we are now and look forward to working with the National Health Insurance Authority for us to begin to move swiftly so that Bahamians throughout our Commonwealth of the Bahamas would not only have access to universal primary health care, but also access to these catastrophic interventions that Dr. Brown provides at the medical pavilion. I'm very impressed. I realize that as we hear, more things are even happening. And so there's even the element of expansion to provide these services.
Set for completion in July 2022, the Collins on 6th Commercial 4-story complex is touted as an ambitious, much-needed, and transformative initiative to energize the area in construction, commercial banking, financial and residential communities with more than adequate parking and security. Dr. Brown thanked Prime Minister Davis and Dr. Darville for visiting the facilities, and he is looking forward to the ultimate public-private partnership with the government. For Your Government in Action, I'm Lindsay Thompson.
More from Your Government in Action when we return.
Influenza, or the flu as it is commonly called, is a viral illness that usually occurs between the months October to March. The virus is transmitted from person to person through coughing, sneezing, or talking. Symptoms include fever, cough, headache, runny nose, generalized body aches, and fatigue. There is no specific treatment for the flu, and the symptoms usually dissipate after 3 to 7 days. Because it is caused by a virus, antibiotics are not used to treat the flu. Persons are encouraged to rest and drink lots of fluids. Panadol is recommended for fever and body aches associated with the flu. However, aspirin should be avoided due to the risk of bleeding. To decrease the spread of flu, persons are encouraged to get their flu shot annually and practice good cough hygiene. Additional information can be provided by your community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs announced recently the relaunch of regattas, homecomings, and festivals throughout the islands of the Bahamas. Yantel Taylor has that story.
The Honorable Clay Sweeting, Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs, said these magnificent events are known as the heartbeat of the islands.
This event was born out of the recognition that through the National Regatta, even though the National Regatta could not be held, an opportunity now existed to bring the excitement, the camaraderie, and the general feeling of the National Family Island Regatta here to the public. This regatta is particularly exceptional because it is the first since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. We knew we had to make this extraordinary. We knew we had to make this amazing. And Ministry of Agriculture to partner with the National Family Island Regatta Committee to execute this magnificent event. And it did not disappoint. You see, at our ministry, we put our money where our mouth is to ensure to showcase an event that is as close to pre-COVID-19 as possible. And what an accelerating 2 days of competition it has been.
Regatta Desk Manager Barry Wilmot was excited about the decision to allow the return of sloop sailing.
In the past 2 years, I was bombarded. Sailors in particular was getting discouraged. So, this is just happening at the right time when things are looking better and the country is opening up. Regatta plays a major role in the country in terms of sailing. It's a long tradition. And we are hearing a lot of talk about sailing being a national sport, and hopefully we are treading in that direction to make it a national sport. But it also provides an economic boost, especially for the islands that regattas are held. People look forward, that's like Christmas to them, that they'll be able to gain economics. And it's camaraderie. So starting the regattas again, it's extremely, extremely important, but it also is building a sense of pride in the sailing community again, because again, it was a love, and in speaking to a lot of them, they were getting discouraged. So I am excited because the monkey is actually coming off my back, and now we can see hope. We can see the light, and we're moving in that direction.
The Exuma Regatta returned with a bang from the 21st of April through Saturday, the 23rd of April, 2022. By all accounts, the event was a huge success. On hand in Exuma to mark the return of sloop sailing to the Bahamas was PM Davis and DPM Cooper. For Your Government in Action, I'm Yentel Taylor.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's Your Government in Action. I'm Joy Burns-Roger. See you again next week.
The ZNS community page now has its own home on Channel 230. Be sure to tune into this channel to see informative notices, funeral announcements, birthday greetings, and much, much more. So watch the ZNS community channel today on Cable 230.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, a buyer for the Grand Lucayne Resort could be identified soon. The beautiful Grand Bahama campaign heads to the eastern end. And the new Miss Teenager Universe arriving home yesterday amid great fanfare. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Topping the news in just a matter of days, the government is expected to announce a buyer for the Grand Lucayne Hotel property. The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Tourism, the Honorable Chester Cooper, telling the media that a buyer has been identified but stopped short of disclosing the name of the successful bidder. In early April, the DPM revealed that the top bidders had been narrowed down to 3 and noted that any of the 3 would be good for Grand Bahama, but assured that the government was seeking the best possible option. At the time, the DPM said that the government was determined to have a sole candidate to be advanced to an exclusive contract for the purchase of the Grand Lucayne property by the end of April. The former administration purchased the resort property from Hutchison Whampoa, a Hong Kong conglomerate, in August of 2018 at a cost of $65 million. In March of 2020, the former government signed a heads of agreement with Royal Caribbean Cruise Line and the ITM Group, who had planned to pump some $300 million into the property and the construction of a cruise port. However, officials say the COVID-19 pandemic delayed and changed the terms of the agreement. Late last year, the government canceled the deal with Royal Caribbean and ITM and began a new search for a buyer for the Grand Lucayne property. And as mentioned at the top, the Deputy Prime Minister says they hope to make an announcement on the Grand Lucayne property sometime this week. Meanwhile, the beautiful Grand Bahama project making its way to the eastern end of the island. The program, spearheaded by the Ministry for Grand Bahama, employs some 350 individuals and is now looking to complete several jobs in East Grand Bahama. Jamila Mizik reports.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, says the beautiful Grand Bahama initiative is taking on several projects in East Grand Bahama. One of them, the restoration of the Coconut Festival site in Pelican Point to be transformed into a cultural village once again.
We're in Pelican Point area now, but we're going to head McLeanstown. We have High Rock. There are so many other communities in between, but the work is going to get done. What I'm excited about is to see these individuals working, people who haven't worked in such a long time, and what it means to them, but also what it means for the restoration of the community and the work that's being done by the people in the community who are passionate about, their communities.
Minister Moxie notes that there is still a lot of work to be done in East Grand Bahama. However, they are delighted to be able to serve those residents and to continue to produce programs that impact lives.
Also, touristic product development. This is a tourist site, so our projects involve many of the touristic site for the Beautiful Grandmama program in general. We're delighted to do this, but the work continues. There's a lot of work to get done. And we just want to thank the people in the community really for the patience. It's been so long, and this is 2.5 years later, and the work should have been done a long time ago. And so we're just happy to be able to get it going now.
Project Manager for Beautiful Grand Bahama East, Steve Lang, thanking Minister Moxie for showing concern for the residents in that community.
This restroom in the back here, Hurricane Dorian. The cemetery, Hurricane Dorian. From Freetown to Swedens Key, we have situation that was untouched from Hurricane Dorian. I think more could have been done, but hats off to the Ministry for Grand Bahama and our team for really paying attention to us and coming out here and listen. Words cannot express what this means for the residents of East Grand Bahama. If you see when the payroll is being made, the joy that it brings on the people's face, that the ministry remember them, the common people is getting touched, the small man is getting touched. It means a whole lot.
In McLeanstown, a tomb at the new Emmanuel Baptist Church was shifted during Hurricane Dorian, and ever since, there have been cries from residents to have it repositioned. Well, Minister Moxie says help is on the way.
The people have been devastated in this area in particular from Dorian, and stuff like this, it reminds them of that experience. So it brings some closure, but also it is a continuation of the efforts, and we're going to be aggressive with it from this point moving forward on healing, and restoration, and getting this area to a place that it needs to be, where the people can be happy about it, And so, of course, they continue to deal with all the memories, but at least let's do our part and do what we need to do for the people.
Assistant Pastor at New Emmanuel Baptist Church, Joseph Thomas, says they are grateful to finally have the help to get the tomb repositioned.
The remains of our former pastor, Pastor Joseph Pinder, and Assistant Pastor Bertram Davis are still in this tomb. Just a great relief for the community now that we can finally get this back in place, because it's going to take a lot of work. You can't do it manpower. So we're glad that the Ministry of Grand Bahama has stepped in to move it, and the family, are okay with it. So it's a big relief for the community and for the church that we're going to put them back in their resting place so they can continue to rest in peace.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Jamila. Well, the Bahamas with a beautiful win at the Miss Teenager Universe pageant in Panama. Miss Teenager Bahamas Flanique Lightburn, a resident of Grand Bahama, walked away with the coveted crown. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis threw a press statement congratulating Lightburn on the win. Now, the nation's leader says the Grand Bahama native made the Bahamas proud as she competed for and won the title. He says the Bahamas continues to experience phenomenal success in the area of pageantry and is proud of the milestone made in this industry. The Prime Minister encouraging local organizations to continue the great work they are doing in grooming young ladies for international success. Now, the new Miss Teenager Universe arrived home yesterday amid great fanfare. It was a reception fit for a queen, included Jonkanu Music Rush Out. The teen queen arrived in Grand Bahama on board Western Air. The tarmac became her runway as she walked from the aircraft to the front of the terminal, where she was greeted by family members, scores of supporters, and the sound of Jonkanu music. Consultant for the Ministry of Grand Bahama, Jewel Edwards, on hand congratulating Lightburn on behalf of the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie.
We're so delighted to be here and to welcome Flo back. We are so proud of you. You have represented with such ambassadorial finesse, decorum, grace, dignity. You make us so proud. And so our Honorable Minister would have loved to be here today, but she wanted me to say congratulations on her behalf. And you can be assured the Ministry for Grand Bahama will support you in your career moving forward. Again, congratulations. Welcome all.
Tears of joy ran down the face of the new Miss Teenager Universe 2021, Flanique Lightburn, as she reflected on her journey to the crown. She says it's a dream come true and thanked everyone who supported her throughout the pageant journey.
The entire Bahamas was dependent on me to bring this crown back. And from I was 6, maybe even younger, I used to sit in audiences of pageants. I couldn't wait to be on the stage, and my auntie can tell you that. I couldn't wait to be on the stage in a pageant. And now to take it to Panama and bring the crown back. Boy, I can say it wasn't easy.
Mother of the teen queen, Angelique Saunders, was front and center to witness the crown being placed on her daughter's head in Panama. The mother of 4 lost her husband at the beginning of the year, but she says preparing her daughter for the international pageant gave her the strength she needed.
If it wasn't for this pageant, I don't know, I would have been... This pageant just kept me going, kept me on the right track, focusing on Flonique. And, at the same time, I still have my 3 younger kids, that I had to deal with. So it was a struggle. It was a struggle. And I am still going through it, but to God be the glory. She came with the crown. She did that. My daughter did that. And I am so proud of her.
Thanking the team and all the persons who assisted in making it possible, the director of Miss Teenager Bahamas Universe, Dominic Russell, says they have been trying to capture the crown for the past 6 years, and he is overjoyed that the title now belongs to the Bahamas.
People don't know what this means to us. This is history right now. This is history. Teenager Universe. She's listed as the most beautiful teenager in the world. Not the world, the universe.
As for the teen queen, she shares some advice for future pageant contestants.
I would just say go for it, because there are many people out there in the world that are waiting to see your personality, to experience your personality and just experience your creative ideas and what you have to offer to the world. So I would just say go for it and put your trust in God, because without him, I don't know how I would do it.
Now, organizers say there is a chance that the next Miss Teenager Universe pageant may be held in the Bahamas.
One of my favorite Bible stories is the story of two mothers, Elizabeth and Mary. Mary ran to Elizabeth because she was stressful and she had a situation. She was pregnant as a young girl. Elizabeth, as the Bible says, was advanced in age and was filled with the Holy Spirit. Mary ran to Elizabeth for counsel, for guidance, and for advice. Mary needed a mentor. Elizabeth was a woman who trusted God and who knew God and who had faith in God. And so Elizabeth mentored Mary. Elizabeth, as a mentor, listened to Mary. She listened without being judgmental. She listened to understand. And she listened so that she would be able to give good advice. A mentor also inspires, educates, and encourages a mentee. Encourage them to become the person that God has called them to be, to find their purpose in life. Encourage them to be good, productive citizens. Encourage them to love their husbands, bring up their children in the way that they should go. Mentors also share with their mentee. They share their testimonies. They share their experiences. They share their trials and their triumphs. So as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, I would encourage you to be a mentor or find a mentor. A mentoring experience has great rewards and eternal benefits, far more than we can even imagine. A mentor influences a mentee to be the best person that they can in their presence that will last in their absence. Be a mentor. Happy Mother's Day.
Come on down. Come on down now.
Mothers are meant to be treasured. Make this Mother's Day one that she will never forget. Shop Bellevue Gifts and Supplies, Queens Highway, for great gift ideas.
Celebrate Mom this Mother's Day at any of the two fabulous restaurants for brunch at the Grand Lucayan Hotel, Churchill's, or Portobello's. Ticket box office is at Lighthouse Point Lobby. One station giving you 3 different shows. It's Power 104's new weekday lineup. Join me for late mornings with 6 from 9 to 11. Plus, we have something new for you.
It's your boy 3D, Mr. GB on Power 104.5 FM. Join me on the drive time from 4 to 6, giving you all the latest hits from the past to the
future. You know what it is. It's that DJ that plays the music that you love, DJ Future, letting you know to join me on 104.5 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday, all right? But it's not just all about me. I got my colleagues along with me right here at 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Convoy of Hope, a U.S.-based NGO that has been assisting residents since the passing of Hurricane Dorian, is back on Grand Bahama, this time for its farmer-to-farmer agriculture training initiative. The two-day training session is taking place at Calvary Temple Assemblies of God, and Senior Pastor Reverend Dr. Robert Lockhart says some 200 persons registered for the backyard and commercial farming training initiative.
Do is help with agriculture, because they also realize that one of our great challenges is that we do not feed ourselves. The majority of all our food are imported, and they felt that that was an area that they can help us to improve in. And one of the things that they felt that they could provide is better education about soil treatment, how to grow different vegetables, and how to prepare the soil for that, and so and also helping us to understand the type of soil that we have, and the climate that we live in, and how to, I guess, how you can grow everything even in this type of climate and environment that we have. And so that's the initiative here.
Dan Cassidy, a volunteer at Convoy of Hope, says it's an effort to increase food security in the Bahamas. He says they started the initiative in New Providence, and it's now in Grand Bahama, and their next stop is Abaco. Cassidy adds that each time they visit, participants will learn about new topics.
There's a tremendous amount of potential in the Bahamas, and certainly their agricultural sector is one that's important not only to the nation of the Bahamas, but to many other nations as well. And so in this instance, what has occurred is there are horticultural specialists, extension specialists from the University of Missouri that have come. Their expertise is in soil science, and so they're providing training for folks that are just interested in looking at backyard gardening, or perhaps on a larger scale, looking at commercial type operations. And so they're providing on this trip, they're sharing their expertise and answering questions, providing input on how to start gardening. If someone has an interest in starting their backyard, or perhaps on a larger scale, commercial scale, showing them the basics of how to get started. But specifically, this trip is focused on soil science.
Colina Insurance making a generous donation of former Prime Minister the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram's first book, I Say What I Mean and I Mean What I Say, to all of the junior and senior public high schools on Grand Bahama. Branch Manager for the Northern Region, Elrod Alton, making the presentation on Monday.
Colina prides itself on supporting educational efforts throughout the Bahamas, and it's because it's the key component of our strong society. And so it's with great pleasure that I present these books to the various schools. Jack Hayward High and Junior High, Edward St. George's, 8 Mile Rock, and Sister Mary Patricia.
Now, District Superintendent of Education for Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Keys, Ivan Butler, thanking Colina Insurance on behalf of all the schools receiving the donation.
We're very pleased and honored and appreciative that Mr. Alton and the Colina Agency has donated two books to our senior and secondary schools. We really want to thank Mr. Alton for such a generous donation, as these books will go very long in a very long way in assisting our students and teachers. Much has been said over the years about Bahamian history in our schools, and we feel that these donations here today will give teachers and students easily access to the modern day history in our Bahamas.
In news from the crime beat, police say wanted suspect 34-year-old Troy Williams, a.k.a. Sean John, is now in custody. Williams, a resident of Blockade Drive, Midshipman Road, turned himself into the Central Detective Unit shortly after 7 a.m. this morning. Police issued a bulletin for his arrest on Thursday of last week on the charge of attempted murder. And now it's time for your evening sports report with Jay Philippe, coming to you live from the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. Jay?
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to your sports. We are live at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex for the Fidelity Bank Island Sports Track and Field Championships, where the best junior and senior high schools are in competition, hoping to win that luxurious championship. Now, before we got here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday were strictly field events, short put, long jump, triple jump, and also high jump. On Friday and Saturday, and of course tonight, are the finals of the 200, also the 4x1, and also the 4x4. But on Saturday, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mary Boleg, along with the Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, they were both here where they shared some encouraging words for those athletes. Let's take a listen.
I just want to say the athletes continue doing your best out there, and to the parents, continue encouraging these young up-and-coming athletes. As you know, you are very important as they move forward and who they want to be as it relates to their high school career and where they move from here. So I just want to say continue encouraging the kids. Kids, keep pushing, and all the best.
We've been locked down for a while. Now we're out, and it's great to know that we can have island sports once again and be out here to support the young people. And so we just want to say, you know, we are here for you. We are going to continue to introduce initiatives that empower our people, our young people. I know we've been doing the Beautiful Grand Bahama project that will also continue to enhance this complex and the land in the surrounding area. So there's a lot in store for sports in general, for sports tourism, and the Minister, thank you again for always being here and continuing the great work. And we're going to do a lot of stuff right here, right, Minister? Indeed. Yes. So we got you, and continue to excel.
Now on the track right now, as we speak, is the under 13 boys 4x100 meter relay, which will be followed by the 4x4. Now, the under 13 girls 4x1 just competed where Tabernacle would have won that event. Right now, we're preparing for the 4x1 in the under 13 boys. Now, earlier today, the 200 meter finals in the under 13 girls, Sabria Campbell won that event from 8 Mile Rock. In the under 13 boys, Zion Bradford from Sunland, he ran away with the 200 meter finals championship, that is. In the junior girls, Lunica Black from Tabernacle won the junior girls 200 meter title. The junior boys was won by Ontario Road from Sister Mary Patricia Russell, who's in the lead right now. In the under 17 girls, 200 meters, Shatalia Dorset. Now, Shatalia Dorset represents Sunland. She was one of those athletes that represented the Bahamas at this year's CRIFTA game at the championships in Kingston, Jamaica. She would have came back with 3 medals, 1 silver and 2 bronze. That silver came in the 200 in Jamaica. In the under 17 boys, Marco Kerry won that race from Sunland Baptist Academy. And on the under 20 girls, Tanaj Turnquist from Tabernacle. She was pretty fast. She ran with the 200 meter crown. And in the under 20 boys, Shamar Smith won that event. That is from 8 Mile Rock. Also, like I would have mentioned on the track right now, they're preparing for the start of the under 13 boys 4x100 meter relay. Now, Tabernacle is one of the favorite schools to win this event, followed by Jackie with Sister Mary Patricia. So it's been very, very competitive so far. Following this race will be the under 13 girls 4x1, followed by the under 15 boys 4x1, followed by the under 17 girls and boys 4x1, and the under 20 4x1 and 4x4. Again, on the track right now, they're getting ready to begin the under 13 boys 4x1 meter relay. Right prior to this race, 8 Mile Rock would have won the under 13 girls. So they're getting ready to start right now. As we can see, the starter has the runners in the block. They're preparing for the start, and they are off. Quick start for Jack Hayward Jr. Sunland is following. We also have Sister Mary Patricia Russell, but Sister Mary is making move on the background very early. This is the first exchange in the 4x1. Sister Mary has the lead right now, followed by Jack Hayward Jr. and Sunland Baptist Academy. Tabernacle also making headway on the back stretch. This is the second exchange now, which is the third leg. Tabernacle seems to be, it's a tight race. Bishop Michael Eldon, Tabernacle, Sunland, Sister Mary Patricia, and also St. George's High. This is the final stretch now, the final exchange, the third exchange, and they are coming down the stretch. Tabernacle, Jack Hayward Jr., Tabernacle, Jack Hayward, Sunland, BMES, Sister Mary Patricia, and Jack Hayward Jr. wins the under 13 boys 4x1. It was a close race, too close to call, but there you have it. Jack Hayward, this year's under 13 boys 4x1 champion. And that's going to do it for us here at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. We'll have more updates tomorrow morning and tomorrow on our sports package. So on behalf of my cameraman, Gershon Swain, I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
Heroes, they can come at you in many forms. They often make history. They make medical breakthrough. They sometimes can be very romantic. At times, they will leave you in suspense and craving for more. Escape your home without actually leaving home and find your hero.
At Pizza Hut, we believe in pizza and good deals. Enjoy 2 large one-topping pizzas for only $24.65, VAT inclusive. Call us downtown at 352-9191 or East Sunrise Highway, 373-8500 to order your 2 delicious Pizza Hut pizzas with your favorite toppings. Available for dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Order 2 large one-topping pizzas at Pizza Hut Freeport today.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Are you tired, overweight, having trouble sticking to your health and fitness goals? Well, look no further. The Fitness Connection has teamed up with Z&S to bring you Health Bites. This and every Thursday, tune in, and we'll make sure you get on track and stay on track with your health and fitness goals. Tune in.
See this in 3D. Look at life in 3D.
Said I need it right now. You cut all of the lights out. You can see me like 3D.
So be alarmed. What you about to see is the bomb, like 3D and all.
It's 3D. Mr. GB on Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Monique Odom, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and as always, we say thank you so much for your support. We certainly do appreciate it. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. We ask that you do stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Legend. A story that has been passed on for generations. In our history, there are numerous untold stories. This is our legend.
During the UPP time, they know that the majority of Bahamian wasn't educated. Yes. And what they did, they make a law or something like that, some ruling they had. If a Bahamian is qualified he could have taken a U.S. position. He could have filled that slot. And they never thought it would have happened. That's why they come to that conclusion like that.
The ZNS community page now has its own home on Channel 230. Be sure to tune into this channel to see informative notices, funeral announcements, birthday greetings, and much, much more. So watch the ZNS community channel today on Cable 230.
In the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, a work scheme inmate shot and killed. A rosy outlook for the local economy. A warning ahead of an active hurricane season. And the stars align for Derek Jeter's Foundation. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lapindo. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for joining us. Intense investigations continuing tonight into a daring daylight homicide in the heart of a busy business district. While information is still sketchy, authorities remain committed to solving this matter and, by the same token, keeping Bahamians and residents safe. Altavis Munnings joins us live in studio with the latest. Good evening, Altavis.
Well, good evening, Makushla, and good evening, Bahamas. The scene, Rubis Gas Station, Madera Street. That's located in the heart of the Palmdale Business District. Police tell us they went there right after 11 this morning upon learning that a male employee was shot and killed.
He was at the pump, then he was approached by a lone gunman who shot him multiple times about the body. This male then left on foot and made good his escape.
Well, as police continue to search for the gunman, head of the Criminal Investigation Department, Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson, has confirmed the victim was an inmate at the Bahamas Department of Corrections, as evident by the corrections officers visible on the scene.
Yes, the victim is on the work scheme from Her Majesty's prison. That's as far as I will share with you at this time.
And Detective Johnson couldn't confirm if this incident was some type of retaliation or answer questions on security for inmates on the corrections facility's work program. We can tell you, though, that the police are relying on surveillance camera footage to help with this probe. Our news team also spoke with a representative of JML Enterprises. That's the company that operates Rubis's 7 gas stations here in Nassau and 2 in Exuma. He identified the victim as Timothy Saunders, who's been employed with the company for 2 months on the Department of Corrections work scheme program, and he was considered family. We were informed that this is the first time such an incident has occurred at this establishment, and while confirming that police have requested footage from the Madera Street station, the JML Enterprises representative said that location will remain closed until further notice. Understandably, employees who watch the ordeal unfold are distraught. However, gas station operators have ensured they get psychiatric treatment. Meantime, Bahamas Department of Corrections chaplain, Reverend Dr. William Thompson, also informed us that inmates underwent counseling there today due to the tragedy. Reverend Thompson described the homicide as unfortunate, noting that it will now put the corrections facility's work scheme to another test. However, he's praying for all the inmates, known there as residents, to remain strong during this trying time. Now, Monday's homicide was the second recorded in the past 12 hours, and police are adamant that they will continue to maintain law and order, as well as keep all Bahamians and residents safe.
So the police will continue to be up and about on the streets, and we would ask all persons in the society just to be cautious and be aware of their surroundings. But the police is always tweaking and putting extra measures in place to ensure the safety of all citizens.
Now, if you have any information that can assist police in this and any other investigation, please contact the Criminal Investigation Department. The number there is 502-9991 or 50992. You can also call 911-328-TIPS or your nearest police station. This is a developing story we are continuing to follow. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, Altaviz. Meantime, in Eastern Road, Prowler got more than he bargained for early this morning. Police press liaison officer Superintendent Audley Peters says authorities received several complaints about a man being on the premises of properties along Riamacraw Hill Road.
Sometime around 2 a.m. this morning, officers observed a prowler entering the property that they were stationed on. They confronted the prowler, and subsequently a struggle ensued where one of the officers was accosted by this prowler, and the suspect attempted to remove the officer's firearm. And during the struggle, the second officer discharged his weapon, subsequently injuring and fatally wounding the suspect. We're appealing to members of this community who may be aware of anything or saw what may have happened to contact the police department at 502-9991 or 2.
Now, those homicides certainly not the only matters on the RBPF's priority list. A spike in police-involved shootings have captured public attention. Anthony Smith has more from today's weekly crime briefing.
2 dead and 1 wounded at the hands of law enforcement in 1 week alone, the result of 3 separate incidents where suspects faced off with police.
They are very bold and they will go to the very end, and not only trying to harm the officers, but to get away.
The latest incident occurring early Monday morning, resulting in the death of a man on Eastern Road. Police reportedly spotted the suspect, the alleged culprit behind a spate of armed robberies, attempting to boost a vehicle. A struggle ensued where the man reportedly attempted to disarm an officer using a crowbar. He was shot and killed right there on the scene. Less than 48 hours prior, officers responded to reports of an armed robbery. Those suspects exchanging gunfire during a high-speed chase ending in Kennedy subdivision. One of those culprits was shot and a number of high-powered weapons recovered. Those men are also being held in connection with several recent murders.
And you could see the suspects shooting, the one suspect shooting at the police vehicle, which caused damage to the left rear windshield. The side glass, and if there was an officer sitting in the back there, he or she would have been dead today.
Fast forward to Wednesday, April 27th, a gunman was reportedly prowling the Carmichael Road area with a firearm. A viral video on social media showing the suspect, now deceased, exchanging gunfire with police.
If you could recall a matter that happened a few weeks ago where 2 persons were shot in a house. Somebody came to a window and fired a number of shots, and one was fatally killed, and the other one happened on the 4th of April. We are questioning them with respect to that, and also the latest murder that happened Saturday night at Malcolm Road.
2021 crime stats point to 20 police-involved shootings, 11 of them fatal. Despite what seems to be an increase in police-involved shootings, Acting Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernander commended officers for their bravery.
But, our officers are trained, and we pray to God that he continue to protect us as we pursue these individuals. So these fellas have no respect for themselves. So what you think about me and you? So we always have to be in that ready position to do what we have to do.
2 of those 3 incidents will be forwarded to the coroner's court for an inquest. Antoine Smith, ZNS Network News.
We also have the latest results of Operation Ceasefire. 13 weapons taken off the streets, 14 men consequently taken into custody. In one incident, police arrested a man in possession of a pistol on Key West Street. Another 4 are believed to be involved in a rash of recent shootings and murders.
We suspect, based on our intel, that they were trying to break into a home and looking for an individual for whatever reason. But at this present time, we are also questioning all of them for a total of 4 recent murders. 4 recent murders and 4 shootings, attempted murders. Based on the evidence we have collected, we feel good that these individuals may be responsible for these matters.
police force gravely concerned about the number of high-powered and modified weapons bleeding onto the streets.
And I just want to highlight this pistol as well. And this is another weapon, a handgun with an extension. This is an automatic piece that was added to this weapon, and also the drum for extra rounds, which hold a total of 15. Usually a weapon like this, a pistol, it's 15 rounds. But this is an extension of a clip, what we call the drum, that holds a total of 50 rounds. This was found along with the high-powered rifle.
An equally busy weekend for immigration authorities, who this weekend took some 140 Haitian nationals into custody. Officials say around 10:15 Monday morning, the Defense Force handed over 78 Haitians, at 61 men, 10 women, and 7 children. The group was found aboard a sailing vessel in waters near South Beach here in New Providence. Just a day earlier, the United States Coast Guard came across 62 Haitians, 16 of them minors, on a boat west of Long Island. In less than 2 weeks, 388 Haitian migrants were repatriated from the Bahamas. To report suspicious migration activity, you can anonymously call 502-0574. In related news, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs extending its condolences to the family of Tessio Hanna following confirmation that the 39-year-old Bahamian national was shot and killed in Ontario, Canada on April 22nd. The Ontario Provincial Police initially classified Hanna's death as suspicious after his body was found at a home in an area called Neil Promenade. That, however, has since been ruled a homicide. Meantime, the Bahamas High Commission in Ottawa is in communication with Ontario Police as investigations continue and will provide updates as more information becomes available. Still to come, brace for an above-average hurricane season, and the economy's bounce back continues. We'll be back after the break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
They say that when it hits you, it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give into. A juicy piece of KFC to feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
At the Department of Housing, we are working diligently to expand the path to home ownership. We have streamlined our mortgage application process to make it easier and more convenient for you, our valued clients. The first step in the application process is to register online at www.mothbahamas.com. Registering online is a critical step in the mortgage application process, as it allows for a specific profile to be created, and it also allows you, our valued clients, to easily track and monitor your application as it moves through the various phases. The The following documents are required: passport, NIB smart card, voter's card or recent utility bill not older than 3 months old to confirm address, job letter, pay stub, print of current credit facilities, which includes consumer loans and credit cards. For self-employed persons, the Department of Housing will require company documentation, such as a valid business license and business account statements for a minimum of 12 consecutive months. The Department of Housing, making access to quality, affordable housing easier for Bahamians. If you're interested in quality, affordable housing built at the highest construction standards, please register at www.mothbahamas.com or call us at 302-5816.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go out and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we choosing BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. If you want coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
The central bank's forecasting a full recovery for the local economy by 2023. Governor John Roll indicating as much during the bank's quarterly economic press briefing today that foreign currency inflows were also higher over the first quarter of the year, while trends show the tourism sector benefiting from pent-up demand for travel following the pandemic lockdowns. Regarding the Bahamas' economic position amidst recession concerns in the U.S. and the high inflationary environment, Governor Roll is urging caution. He's also advising a continued focus on setting economic resilience in the mid and long term for the country. Well, there are some words in the English vocabulary that never fails to send shivers up one's spines. For economists, one of them, recession. Question is, with all signs pointing to the economy in recovery mode, is there a need to worry? We spoke to a local economist on the issue.
As if global economies needed or wanted something else to send them into a tailspin. But there in black and white is Deutsche Bank's warning that a U.S. recession will likely begin late next year as that country grapples with some of the fastest growing inflation in decades. Essentially, that means money will stop moving. The end result?
If the rate of inflation rises to a level that has become unmanageable, people are going to stop spending or they're going to reduce their spending. And when that happens, then yes, there is a risk of there being a recession where there's no spending. And then when money stops spending, that has a direct impact also on employment.
But here's the bright spot. Economist Edison Sumner says he hasn't yet seen any forecast of the Bahamas being at risk. The reality, though, is that these are only projections, and certain activities may very well make them a reality.
And of course, we're also vulnerable to external shocks and external activities that we have no control over. But we have to be in a position to respond to those shocks and activities as best we can. And the best way to do that is to be sure that our reserves are intact. And the central bank, I think, has been doing a pretty good job of protecting our reserves as a country.
Still, there are telltale signs if the country is heading this way.
When the cost of goods and services are out of the reach of ordinary people, then that is a sign that we might be facing some challenge in the economy. When you see that there has been people being laid off from work or terminated from their jobs because of the performance of those businesses in the economy, that's a sign that we should be paying attention to, and that there may be some challenges ahead of us. When government stops building capital works and slow down their spending on capital development, that's a sign that the government is concerned about the income to them.
This all brings the conversation back to diversifying the economy. The government recently made a key move in this regard, hosting the country's first ever cryptocurrency conference, a 4-day event that brought together the biggest and brightest minds internationally. As if global economies needed or wanted something else to send them into a tailspin. But there in black and white is Deutsche Bank's warning that a U.S. recession will likely begin late next year.
In other news this evening, another few weeks to go before the Atlantic hurricane season begins, but residents are being encouraged to use the Disaster Preparedness Month to get ready for what could be a pretty busy 5 months. This month's theme, strengthening community readiness for a better tomorrow. Cleopatra Murphy has the details.
Colorado State University predicts the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season will be an above-average one with 19 named storms, 9 hurricanes, and 3 of them major.
Following the devastation of 2019's Hurricane Dorian that led to the country incurring a hefty loss and damage bill of $3.4 million, Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Miles Larota, is calling on Bahamians to take the necessary precaution this upcoming hurricane season.
The month of May, then, is an opportune time to give focused attention to making preparations for the hurricane season. All Bahamians and residents should take the advisory of the scientists seriously.
As for the country's preparation, Director of NEMA Captain Stephen Russell says shelter listings will be available in 2 weeks.
Over the past year, as many of you may be aware, through our U.S. military partnership, NEMA was able to acquire a mobile shelter system which can accommodate some 400 persons. The system also comprises showers, toilets, and field kitchens that can cook up to 600 meals in a given day.
Floodwater rescue equipment has also been transferred to 11 islands. When it comes to predicting storms, Acting Director of Meteorology Jeffrey Simmons says the department now has 3 Doppler radars live on New Providence, Marsh Harbor, Abaco, and Long Island.
The 4th one will come on stream by the end of this month in Ragged Island. So we'll have 4 Doppler weather radar live. And we are aggressively working toward having our 5th Doppler radar in Meguana, which is already installed, but we just need to get it online now, and we're aggressively working to have that done by the peak of the season sometime in August or September.
Simmons says this will assist the department in providing full radar coverage for the country. The hurricane season closes on November 30th. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Governor General, His Excellency the Most Honorable Cornelius A. Smith is back on the job. His office confirming that the head of state resumed activities today. This having fallen ill while attending an official event in Eleuthera back on April 7th. His Excellency thanks Bahamians and residents for the well wishes. In other news, veteran attorney and educator R. Dawson Malone's been appointed chairman of the Subdivision Appeals Development Board. The Abaco native was living in the nation's second city when Hurricane Dorian put a pounding on both northern islands nearly 3 years ago. It was this experience that prompted Malone to accept the position.
I was living in Grand Bahama when the hurricane came through, so appropriate and proper planning and development is so important to me as I lost friends and family. I have spent about 15 years working in litigation, impacting responsible development. So as Minister has indicated, that is probably a niche practice that I've trained in. I was very excited today to meet the other members of the committee who have assured me that which youth that I do have and inexperience, that they would guide me, help direct us with the goal of getting a lot of these appeals out of the way.
Minister of Works, the Honorable Alfred Sayers, gives us an idea of the board's role and its impact on the country.
Many of the projects are important because they
establish businesses, generate employment, and of course, generate revenue for our country. In this process, persons who apply, applicants for permission to build in accordance with the Planning and Subdivision Act, there is a process for review.
And remember to tune into news updates starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition at 6:30 p.m., all right here on the ZNS News Network.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Wouldn't it be satisfying to own your own piece of paradise? The most important investment you can make in your life is real estate, and Fidelity has the solution for you. You could become the owner of a home or a lot on any of our beautiful islands. Come and talk to a loan officer and inquire about how you can fund your goals with a loan today. Because we know it means a lot to own a lot. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit any of our branches, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
When we came to office, the Prime Minister sent a signal to the world that we are open for business. Since then, we have been charting a course to make it easier to do business in the Bahamas. And we've been very deliberate, we've been very focused, building on the framework we have in terms of regulations, in terms of our legislative environment, our strong infrastructure that's already in place. And of course, we have a strong tourist industry. One of the things we try to do in Invest Bahamas, now the Bahamas Investment Authority, is to be very transparent and to be very quick, to be innovative, and be very responsive to the needs of the investment community.
Right.
When we do this, it creates energy. And this is an exciting time in the Bahamas right now. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to be involved with this process, to oversee the investment growth. We're seeing significant investment growth at the moment. The crypto business, digital asset industry generally has brought new energy. We've been able to pivot our already established financial services industry into doing this business, and this is working very well for us. The economic impact is significant, and we see great opportunities for our people as well as our country as a whole. When we talk about being transformative, we don't just look at this as an opportunity to build an industry that caters to the outside world, but we want to build an industry as well that Bahamians would benefit and participate in. Tourism is bringing 65% of our gross domestic product at the moment. We want to diversify. We promised in our blueprint for change that we are going to bring new industries, and we're well on the way to doing so. The infrastructure that exists for tourism, whether it's a lovely hotel like this, will also be suitable for business travel. In terms of the digital wallets and digital payments, this is also suitable. We want this to be an industry that benefits Bahamians as well. Jobs and opportunities and linkages. And I think we're seeing this happen in a very harmonious way.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
At Bank of the Bahamas, we give you lots of reasons to love your life. We offer the lowest rates in the country on debt consolidation and consumer loans. And we help you save with our low-rate switch mortgages. Need a new car? Simply apply for a BOB auto loan and hit the road.
And saving is so easy with higher interest and no monthly maintenance fees.
It's time to live and laugh again. Love the life you live with BOB, your bank of solutions.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
After a more than 3-year absence, a much-anticipated event set to make a comeback. And as Charles Fisher reports, it's one that's sure to have Bahamians shaking in the streets.
It is with great delight and enthusiasm, after much deliberation and consultations with the relevant stakeholders in the industry, alongside with health officials and law enforcement agencies, that announced the return of Bahamas Carnival.
And with that announcement by Raphael Dean, president of the Bahamas Carnival Barn Owners Association, the event is back May 21st, 2022.
This date was chosen because, normally Carnival consists of the functions, the parties, the fete. So we just seemed it necessary that since Survival Weekend was going to happen May 21st and 22nd, that we do our initial road parade. We know that it's a short amount of time, but this specific road parade, it'll be about 90% Bahamian participation to get the product started.
Dean is hoping for a safe parade, as this year's event will set the tone for moving forward.
In our request to the Ministry of Health, everyone is going to be required to either be vaccinated, or we're going to have a 72-hour COVID test that must be presented to each barn's owner. So the association will enforce, partner with the police, with the COVID area to do routine checks best as possible as they can, but the individual band that are going to participate in this event must ensure that all the mandates that are settled are being followed.
The road march starts at 8 a.m. and the route all with safety in mind.
Has been approved and strategically plans as it takes in consideration that constant flow of fresh sea air, which will be an additional safety factor for the revelers, along with the fact that this is an outdoor event, that participants are able to have some distancing between them during the parade. The identified route will begin at Arawaki, headed west on Bay Street, from Arawaki to Goodman Spade. This route is a total of approximately 2.1 miles.
3 wonderful days of fun and excitement. Carnival is back. Survival Weekend. For the ZNS Network News, I'm Charles Fisher.
The Dundas Theatre for Performing Arts Ringplay Productions Management producing a series of Bahamian plays to commemorate the country's 50th independence. They'll start in October with one play each month for a full year. This after funds dried up and expensive fixtures in the main theatre were damaged. Artistic Director Philip Burrows tells us the Bahamian writers to be highlighted.
Winston Saunders, Ian Strawn, Michael Pintard, Jeannie Thompson, Susan Wallace, James Catlin. Every one of these playwrights we hope to represent every month. So we would have a play, it would run for 2 weekends, 2 weeks or whatever, and we would break for 2 weeks, and the next play would start up. We know smaller works like that could be done here in the Black Box, but we're also looking at, some major productions that will require us to use the Winston Saunders Theatre.
And as management continues to publicly appeal for donations to help cover the $100,000 expense, they'll also be on the hunt for about 12 directors and quite possibly over 100 actors to pull it all off.
We're hoping to do P. Anthony White's They're Raising the Flag Now, Mama, which was written for independence in 1973. I don't think it's been performed since 1973. It's very important for actors to act in those plays, audiences to see those plays, audiences to realize that Bahamians have been writing for quite a long time. We just hope to be able to present this as our expression of Bahamian theater over the 50th anniversary of Bahamian independence.
Holy Trinity Church on Stapleton Gardens, the place to be this weekend as the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute, or BAMSI's pop-up fair was dubbed a success. The event showcasing some unique Bahamian-based brands, giving the public the opportunity to interact with vendors as well as have some good old fun.
Some awareness to BAMSI and the institution, and then also to create a platform. We want to create a platform for the local artisans, processors, and backyard farmers to get rid of some of the products that they usually have in excess and to link them with some of the market that they are after. So this is an opportunity for both to meet at one location and create that connection for a long-term sustainability goal.
And here's what some of the vendors had to offer.
We sell churros, it's deep-fried dough, rolled in cinnamon sugar. So right now we're doing some classic churros.
We have mommies, we have mommy supporter, we have dillies, we have passion fruit, we have sugar apple, we have sour sop.
We have emulsified body butters, and we have handcrafted soaps, beard oils, and of course we cannot forget our famous bear soap.
We blend many, and I could say a huge variety of Bahamian-made products like the goat fur, the coconut coir, all types of straw.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more to come after the break.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Time to save with a new perspective, where the focus is on values and principles, and people are just as important as profits. Where we believe in democracy and equality, and your vote counts. Where profits are shared with our members, who are also our owners, to ensure that by working together, we all win. where education of our members and training our staff are one of our highest priorities, where we serve our members' needs through continued cooperative initiatives because of our concern for the communities in which we live. Join more than 40,000 Bahamians who have made the smarter choice. Join the movement. Join a credit union. People helping people to help themselves.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Started with today's lesson. Bobby, can you tell me the national bird of the Bahamas?
Miss J, we can't hear Bobby because he's fooling around with the other guys.
All right now, y'all settle down. That's okay, Bobby. I'll have a talk with your mom. It's time to transform the way you learn.
Transform the way you learn and improve your in-home Wi-Fi coverage with Eero.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
My Gateway is the centralized, safe, secure way to access and pay for government services online. Go to mygateway.gov.bs. Click Login. Register with a government-issued ID like your NIB card. Fill in your personal information exactly as it appears on your ID, including spaces, periods, and dashes. You'll only have to sign up once. Now you're ready to request services on My Gateway. Receive an email confirmation for every request and email alerts when your documents are ready. You must have a valid, government-issued ID in order to collect documents. New services will be added every month. My Gateway is fast, easy, and convenient. For more information, visit mygateway.gov.bs.
To be the best, world-class athletes depend on a live to stay connected. We are committed to promoting Bahamian excellence locally and on an international stage. With hundreds of thousands of people depending on us, we must be a strong, fast, and flexible network. With speeds as fast as Joanna and plans as flexible as Donald's, there's a plan suitable for everyone starting as low as $1 a day. With our Freedom Plan, choose the way you want to be connected with a 1-day or 7-day Freedom Plan. With our 30-day Liberty Plan, choose the right bundle of talk, text, and data. And for postpaid, we've got Liberty bundles loaded with talk, text, data, and even roaming included. Alive's hard-working network was built for hard-working people. No matter your goal, we have a plan that you can depend on. We are Alive.
It's a first for the Family Islands. Culture will be prominently displayed at its best at the initial Culture in the Park in North Andros. Desmond Saunders joins us live from San Andros with this preview. Desmond?
Yes, pleasant good evening, Makushla. And Makushla may be the envy of the newsroom. Just take a look at this atmosphere, a beautiful atmosphere. I'm actually reporting live, San Andros, Morgan's Bluff to be exact, Culture in the Park. And Makushla, as you're aware, the last 2 years, COVID-19 delivered a staggering blow to the local economy, with local entrepreneurs bearing the full brunt of COVID's impact. And it's against this backdrop, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture organized a number of events across the country to stimulate the economy and to provide an avenue, a platform, provide opportunities for local entrepreneurs to showcase their talents. Joining me tonight on the broadcast live, Culture in the Park in South Andros, I have the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, who is the visionary, I would say, of this whole exercise. Good evening, sir. Hope all is well. This is the third such event. There was an event in Eleuthera, and you kicked off Culture in the Park in Garden Hills. What's the response been like from vendors, from entrepreneurs, from residents?
Well, thanks for having me. As you can see, like you said, we are North Andros, and you can see we have about 15 vendors out here. We had much more earlier, but again, it's bringing an economic boost to vendors who were hurting during the COVID-19 pandemic. The whole idea with the Culture in the Park is for my ministry, for us to get out of the four walls and be able to go and seek those young men and women who have those talented skills so that they can be able to showcase themselves and also bring rejuvenation to some of the entertainers who haven't had anything to do over the past couple of months and year. So again, as you can see, we had some young people up there singing. Higgins could agree with me, there's some talented kids, and North Andros always got good singers, you know. This is my home soil, so I can tell you that much. But again, you know, the whole idea is to find those diamonds in the rough so that we can expand the orange.
Well, that was our Desmond Saunders back there in Andros reporting for us at the Culture in the Park. It's time now for a check. Well, we'll take a break and return with the latest on sports.
If you like a hearty, meaty burger, the A1 Steakhouse King at Burger King Nassau has it all. With flame-grilled beef, lots of bacon, cheese, and crispy onions on a sesame seed bun, the only thing that can top this is the tangy flavor of A1 steak sauce. The Steakhouse King is a meat lover's dream, and with an ice-cold Pepsi and hot fries, it's all you need to fill your day. Get your A1 Steakhouse King as a combo or part of the new King's Feast, only at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Hi, my name is Pazara, and I am the mother of one son, Aiden. He is 2 years old now, and I have been using Mouthflex for about a year. First off, it's elastic band waist. He can play well in it with a lot of flexibility. Secondly, it's very affordable. I can buy a case with about 140 diapers for about $38. I absolutely love Mouthflex.
Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married?
Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
My name is Makumbla Smith. Most people know me as Kumbi. I'm a personal trainer and group fitness instructor, and I am fully vaccinated. I would consider myself in good health. Upon finding out that I had the virus, COVID-19, I was not only shocked, but I was frightened. What changed my mind, or what helped me to decide to get the vaccination, was realizing because of my career, my work, I'm in close proximity with a lot of mature people. Numerous times I find myself in the face of a client, or he or she is in my face. So to protect both of us, I thought it best that I should get vaccinated. I wouldn't wish the experience of contracting the disease on anybody. From my experience, it feels like a death sentence. And especially if you're mature in age or you have underlying symptoms, don't wait any longer. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. Now is the time.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything. Bahamas National Statistical Institute, formerly the Department of Statistics, is commencing the 2022 census during the months of April through June. There will be 3 ways for individuals to complete their questionnaires: online, via telephone, and in person. The online census will have a questionnaire that individuals can complete from the comfort of their home. This only applies to those who would have provided information during the 2021 listing exercise. Via the telephone, census administrators will be conducting the census questionnaire over the phone. And finally, the traditional in-person interviews will also be conducted. You may ask the question, well, what is the census? The right answer would be the total count of people living in the country at a specified time. Every person in every dwelling unit, regardless of age and nationality, throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas will be counted. The count depends on you.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everyone. Well, the Bahama Resort was the place to be this weekend as the celebrities were out in all of their best clothes for the Derek Jeter Turn 2 Foundation red carpet event. Let's take a look. Dozens of celebrities and athletes turning out to support a good cause on Saturday night. This is Baseball Hall of Famer Derek Jeter's Turn 2 Foundation hosting a celeb gala dinner to raise funds for the organization, which promotes leadership development, academic achievement, positive behavior, health lifestyles, and social change. This in conjunction with Jeter Celebrity Golf Invitational that raised over $1 million for the foundation. Over the 4 days the event was held. Some of the notable names in attendance included former New York Giants running back Tiki Barber, former Titans running back Eddie George, NSYNC member Chris Kirkpatrick, current NFL player DJ Swearinger, and former NBA All-Star Darren Williams, just to name a few. ZNS Total Sports team was on the red carpet and spoke with the man of the hour.
It's a huge night. I mean, our Celebrity Invitationals is very important to our foundation. Raising money, raising awareness for our cause is something that, we've been very fortunate. Our foundation's been around since 1996. You're talking about 25 plus years. And the reason why we've had so much success is because we get so much support from the communities. So it's great for us to be down here in the Bahamas. I spend a lot of time down here in the Bahamas, and it's great for us to get an opportunity to come down here and not only raise awareness for our foundation, but also bring some people down here to the Bahamas.
President of the foundation, Charlie Jeter, on the importance of the fundraiser.
Well, it's very, very important. This is how we raise our funds to give back to the community and to serve all the kids that we serve in our programming. And it's also nice to be out with so many people that have been cooped up for so long. We're in the middle of a pandemic still. It's really exciting to be here, and we need this to keep doing the things that we're doing with our foundation.
And the celebs that were on hand certainly were excited to lend their support.
Yeah, Derek has been a long time giver back to communities, and to have this Jeter's Leaders program and the Turn to Foundation, which lifts so many young people to be inspired and do amazing things and become leaders yourselves, is something that's special. It's good to be a part of it.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here for Derek. You know, he does a lot of great things in the community, and you know, I'm just honored that he, you know, invited me down here to be a part of that. And we had a couple great days playing golf. Of course, we're here at the gala tonight. You know, hopefully we can raise some more money and continue the great weekend.
Man, it's been a pleasure, and I'm truly honored and humbled to be here, man, with such grace. And the legend himself, Derek Jeter, man. I'm all supportive of everything he's doing for his two-term foundation, and I'm all for it, man.
Amazing experience, and honestly, the last time I was here, I got sick, and it was in the middle of COVID. I didn't have COVID, but I had a really bad cold, so I didn't enjoy it as much. But even though I wasn't well, people took really good care of me, so I felt, you know, cared for here. And then this time around, I came healthy and ready to golf and ready to, you know, help make some money for a good cause tonight, and it's been a great trip.
And shout out to Darren Williams for recognizing the drip.
All right, suit there, brother. I appreciate it, man.
It was a process, nearly 7 years in the making, but after much anticipation, Bahamian shortstop Lucius Fox got his first major league hit yesterday in the Washington Nationals' 11-5 win over the San Francisco Giants. Fox finished 2 for 5 with 2 hits and 1 RBI. Fox's hit ended an 0-for-20 drought to start his MLB career and certainly gave him the confidence he needed as he went on to make contact on 4 straight plate appearances, including his second big league hit in the top of the 6th. He scored a run in the game and drove in 1 run, and also recorded his first stolen base of the season.
It's worth every minute, every failure, every success, every injury, man. Just to be here with this great group of guys, this great team. I'm super thankful to the Washington Nationals for giving me the opportunity to play in the major leagues. And, it's a special feeling, man. It's a feeling you can't describe, but I'm just thanking God for the opportunity.
A major celebration on the island of Exuma over the weekend for rowers Andrew Bowe and Destiny Rowe. The pair became the first Bahamians to win individual medals at an international rowing event last month as they grabbed gold and bronze, respectively, in the under-19 boys and girls beach sprints at the America's Cup Coastal Rowing Regatta in Lima, Peru. The duo, coached by Michael Knowles, were representing the Bahamas at that sanctioned event against dozens of competitors competing from South America, Central America, and the Caribbean. And that's been a look at sports. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Started with today's lesson. Bobby, can you tell me the national bird of the Bahamas?
Miss J, we can't hear Bobby because he's fooling around with the other guys.
All right now, y'all settle down. That's okay, Bobby. I'll have a talk with your mom. It's time to transform the way you learn.
Transform the way you learn and improve your in-home Wi-Fi coverage with Eero.
Family gatherings start with a trip to Super Value and Quality supermarkets for great savings like Mahatma long grain rice, 10 pounds, $7.99. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, 2 for $5. Hunt's ketchup, 32 ounce, $2.69. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.19 per pound. Sweet cantaloupes, 2 for $5. Continue to save at Super Value and Quality supermarkets.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Backyard farming getting a huge boost from the Agricultural Development Organization and Solutions AE Inc. as 2 checks totaling nearly $400,000 were donated to churches to promote the farming initiative. The presentation taking place at Balmoral Club as Minister of Agriculture Clay Sweeting were joined by local church representatives. Sweeting said the donation would go a long way in achieving the goal of food sustainability.
I was given a big task in regards to food security. We was just come through the pandemic, and food is what everyone was talking about. You knocked out 2 birds with 1 stone. You merged the church and the community at one time. We because we must find ways to feed ourselves. We must find ways to grow what we eat and to grow where we live.
According to ADO Chairman Philip Smith, donations are expected to be split between nearly 300 local congregations.
At least 5,000 backyard parcels with this money. We will employ at least 3 persons to manage it. And then we are also going to identify, and I think our minister here can probably assist us with identifying at least 10 properties that we can do community farms on. This person's been eating on a consistent basis, not having to be concerned about what they're going to eat every day.
Dr. Anna Everett, Solutions AE representative, explained that Good For Us, a faith-based digital platform, helped her organization to match ADO's donation to aid in Bahamian backyard farming.
Giving is really difficult. The financial transactions right now in our current banking system is not inclusive. So we wanted a more inclusive model that would support unbanked communities in financial transactions. So our business is basically trying to create access to capital using technology and helping to redistribute our wealth that we gain in our company back into the community.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Georgie O'Bain.
Time now for weather. In our final look at weather, we are under partly cloudy skies, temperature at 79 degrees, the relative humidity 73%. We have easterly winds at 15 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,017.7 millibars, that's 30.05 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 79 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll Key, and Marshall, Babaco. The Berry Islands also 79 degrees. Alistown, Bimini 81. 78 in Harbor Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 80 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, Kemps, Bay St. Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros, all at 78 degrees. 80s in Artisan, Canala, San Salvador, Rim Key, and Georgetown, Exuma. Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island reporting 79. 80 degrees in Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands 80, Matthewtown, Inago 81, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 78 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern islands tonight, the winds are going to be east to southeast at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. High tide takes place at 9:58 tonight. In the central and southeastern islands, east to southeast winds at 15 to 20 knots, choppy seas around 4 to 7 feet. Caution flags are in place for boaters in the central and southeastern islands tonight. And then tomorrow in the northwestern islands, the winds will fall off 10 to 15 knots out of the east to southeast, wave heights subsiding 2 to 4 feet. High tide tomorrow, 10:15 in the morning, with a low tide at 4:15 in the afternoon in the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, east to southeast winds, slight reduction as well, 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet, but we will continue to maintain the caution flags in the central and southeastern islands. And then on Wednesday, for all areas, we can expect southeasterly winds at 10 to 15 knots throughout the archipelago, wave heights 2 to 4 feet with no caution flags in place. High tide, 10:54 in the morning, with a low tide at 4:53 in the afternoon. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Jolly gray, your boat needed bailing out. Get a sailorman sound. Jolly gray, your boat needed bailing out. Get a sailorman sound. Wanna go to heaven, put the radar on your head. That's the sailorman sound.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Satellite pictures showing that old trophy now well to the southeast of the Bahamas, still firing up some showers in the vicinity of the Turks and Caicos Islands. Have another little trophy working its way across the northwest Bahamas, and that too can fire up 1 or 2 showers and even an isolated thunderstorm as we head into tomorrow. Our forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with a moderate breeze in place, but that will be relaxing by sunrise. 73 degrees for your low temperature, and tomorrow we are looking at periods of cloud with an isolated shower thunderstorm possible in the afternoon. High temperature tomorrow, just around 84 degrees. And your extended weather forecast for the next 7 days, a couple of showers and isolated thunderstorms on Tuesday and Wednesday. But Thursday, things dry out quite nicely as we head into the weekend. But those daytime temperatures, they're going to start working their way into the mid-80s.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNest your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
Hello, I'm Beverly Curry, and in this segment of Ordinary People, you will hear the story of a cancer survivor who is now the producer of Tasty Teas.